My fiancé announced, "My ex is my man of honor at our wedding or there's no wedding." I calmly said, "Your choice." Then I canceled the venue, refunded the guests, and sent her a bill for my half. When her ex found out he'd be paying for the wedding instead, Original post: I, 32 male, was supposed to get married in 6 weeks. Was, past tense. Been with Jessica, 29, for 4 years, engaged for 1. Wedding planning had been going smoothly. Venue booked, catering sorted, invitations sent. We'd already dropped about $28,000 total, split roughly down the middle. Last Tuesday, Jessica sat me down with what she called something important to discuss. She had this serious look on her face like she was about to tell me someone died. "Derek needs to be my man of honor." Derek, her ex-boyfriend from college, the guy she dated for 3 years before we met, the one who remained such a good friend that he's at every birthday party, every holiday gathering, every random Tuesday night when she needs someone to talk to about her work drama. "Your ex-boyfriend," I said slowly. "You want your ex-boyfriend standing next to you at our wedding?" "He's my best friend, Tom. You know this. We've been through everything together. Everything, including a 3-year relationship that ended because he cheated on you with your roommate." She waved that off like it was ancient history. "That was 7 years ago. We've both grown. He's changed, and he's been there for me through so much." I sat back, took a breath. "Jess, I've been patient about Derek. I've been cool with the friendship even though it makes me uncomfortable, but standing up at our wedding, that's a different level." Her face hardened. "This is non-negotiable, Tom. Either Derek is my man of honor, or there's no wedding." The silence stretched between us. She was actually serious. After 4 years together, after all the planning, after the deposits and invitations, she was willing to throw it all away if her ex couldn't stand next to her while we exchanged vows. "Your choice," I said quietly. She blinked. "What?" "You heard me. Your choice. Derek as man of honor or no wedding. You decide." "I already told you my decision." "Okay then." I stood up. "No wedding it is." "Tom, wait, you're being ridiculous. You're really gonna cancel our wedding over this?" "I'm not canceling anything. You just did. You said no, Derek, no wedding." I said no, Derek, so according to your ultimatum, we're done here. I walked out, went straight to my home office and got to work. Update 1. 3 days later. The thing about ultimatums is that people who make them never expect you to actually accept the consequences. Jessica tried calling me that night, 12 times. I didn't answer. I was too busy sending emails. First, the venue. We'd booked this beautiful historic mansion. The coordinator was surprisingly understanding when I explained the situation. Since we were outside the 30-day window, they could refund 60% of our deposit. Not great, but better than nothing. Next, the caterer. Similar deal, partial refund, about 50% back. The photographer was cool about it. Full refund minus a small processing fee. The band had a strict no-refund policy, but they offered to honor the booking for a future date if needed. I told them to keep it open. By 2 a.m., I'd contacted every vendor. Then came the hard part, the guests. I drafted an email. "Dear friends and family, due to irreconcilable differences that have recently come to light, Jessica and I have decided to cancel our upcoming wedding. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. If you've already made travel arrangements, please contact me directly, and I'll do my best to help offset any non-refundable costs. Thank you for your understanding. Tom." Sent it to all 150 guests on our list. Then I did the math. Total spent, $28,000. My contribution, $14,000. Recoverable, $8,500. My loss, $5,500. I screenshotted every cancellation confirmation, every refund receipt, everything. The next morning, Jessica showed up at my apartment. I'd been expecting this. She had a key, but I'd installed a door chain the night before. "Tom, what did you do?" "Canceled the wedding, as we agreed. I got calls from my cousins. My mom is freaking out. You told everyone we're not getting married?" "We're not. You made that clear. Derek or no wedding, remember?" "I didn't mean. I was just trying to make you understand how important this is to me." And I understood perfectly. You prioritized your ex being in our wedding over the actual wedding happening. Message received. You're twisting everything. Derek is just a friend. A friend you'd cancel our wedding over, apparently. She started crying then. Not the pretty, delicate tears, the ugly, snotty, desperate kind. Please, Tom, we can talk about this. Maybe Derek doesn't have to be man of honor, maybe just a regular groomsman? Oh, so now it's negotiable? Interesting. 24 hours ago it was your hill to die on. I was emotional. You know how I get. Yeah, I do. You make ultimatums expecting me to cave. Not this time. So that's it? 4 years just gone? I pulled out my phone and showed her the spreadsheet I'd made. Here's the bill. Your half of the cancellation losses comes to $500. I'll need that within 30 days. Her face went from sad to furious in about 2 seconds. You want me to pay you? We both lost deposits. I'm not eating your half because you decided your ex was more important than our marriage. This is insane. I'm not paying you anything. Then I'll take you to small claims court. I have all the receipts, the cancellation confirmations, and about 15 text messages where you acknowledge we were splitting wedding costs equally. She stared at me like she'd never seen me before. You're serious. Dead serious. You made your choice. These are the consequences. She left, slamming the door so hard the chain rattled. Update 2, 1 week later. The entitlement escalation was swift and spectacular. First, Jessica's mom, Linda, called. I actually liked Linda before this. She'd always been reasonable. Not anymore. Tom, sweetheart, Jessica explained everything. This is all a big misunderstanding. No misunderstanding, Linda. Jessica said Derek had to be man of honor or no wedding. I chose no wedding. But you know how girls are about their weddings. She just wants her best friend there. Her best friend who she used to sleep with. That's ancient history. You're being insecure and controlling. Ah, there it was. The narrative had been established. I was the controlling boyfriend who couldn't handle his fiancée having male friends. Linda, she made an ultimatum. I accepted it. End of story. You're destroying her. She's been crying for days. Fix this. She can fix it herself by paying her half of the cancellation fees. Linda hung up on me. Then came the social media assault. Jessica posted this long, dramatic thing about how some people can't handle strong women with male friends, and how jealousy and insecurity destroy beautiful things. Her friends rallied around her immediately. My phone started blowing up with messages from mutual friends asking what happened. I posted nothing. Just sent the same response to anyone who asked. Jessica demanded her ex-boyfriend be her man of honor. I disagreed. She said it was that or no wedding. I accepted no wedding. Most people got it immediately. A few tried to argue that I was being unreasonable. I stopped responding to those. But here's where it gets good. Derek reached out. Not a call or text. This man showed up at my office. Security called up to ask if I was expecting him. I was curious, so I said yes. He strutted in like he owned the place. Derek's one of those guys who peaked in college, still wearing his fraternity ring at 30, still talking about his glory days as quarterback. We're mad. We need to talk, man to man. We really don't. Look, I get it. You feel threatened, but Jess and I are just friends. Nothing's gonna happen at the wedding. There is no wedding. Come on, don't be like that. You're really gonna throw away what you have with her over pride? Pride? She literally chose you over our marriage. She chose friendship. That's what mature people do. I laughed. Actually laughed. Mature people don't demand their exes stand next to them at their wedding. You're being pathetic, dude. Man up and let her have this. Let me explain something, Derek. There's no wedding. It's canceled. Vendors notified, guests informed, deposits lost. It's done. His face changed then. Wait, you actually canceled everything? Yep. But she said you were just being dramatic, that you'd come around. She thought wrong. The deposits, how much did you lose? About 11 grand total. I'm billing Jessica for her half. Derek went pale. Her half? She has to pay that? Why do you care? He didn't answer, but I could see the wheels turning. Then it clicked. Oh my God, she already asked you for the money, didn't she? His silence was all the confirmation I needed. That's amazing. She wants you there so badly that she's asking you to pay for the privilege. How much did she ask for? That's none of your. 5 grand? 6? He stood up abruptly. You're a real piece of work, man. She deserves better. Then she should marry you. Oh wait, she already tried that and you cheated on her. He left without another word. Update 3. 2 weeks later. The Derek situation exploded exactly how you'd expect. Jessica called me screaming. Actually screaming. I had to hold the phone away from my ear. You told Derek about the money? I didn't tell him anything. He figured it out when he realized there were actual financial consequences to your ultimatum. He's saying he can't help with the wedding costs. He was going to help me pay my half. I nearly choked on my coffee. Wait. You expected Derek, you're just a friend, ex-boyfriend, to pay for half of our canceled wedding? He offered to help. He felt bad about the situation. The situation you created by demanding he be your man of honor? You're the one who canceled everything after you said it was him or no wedding. Jesus, Jess, do you even hear yourself? This is all your fault. If you just accepted Derek. If I'd accepted Derek standing next to you at our wedding, what would have been next? Derek coming on our honeymoon as your emotional support friend? Derek moving into our guest room when he has relationship troubles? Where exactly was the line going to be? Silence. Then, quietly, you don't understand our friendship. You're right, I don't understand being so committed to an ex that you'd throw away your future marriage for him. I wasn't throwing it away. I just wanted... You wanted to have your cake and eat it too. You wanted me to be the stable, reliable guy who pays half the bills and Derek to be... What? Your backup plan? Your emotional affair partner? How dare you? Pay me my money, Jessica. You have 2 weeks left. I hung up. The next day I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. It was Derek's girlfriend, Ashley. Yeah, Derek had a girlfriend this whole time. Is this Tom? Yeah. I'm Ashley, Derek's, ex-girlfriend now. I wanted to thank you. Thank me? I've been suspicious about him and Jessica for months. When he came home ranting about wedding deposits and how you were being unreasonable, I made him show me his texts with her. And? Let's just say they weren't appropriate for just friends. I dumped him on the spot. I'm sorry you had to deal with that. Don't be. You did me a favor. Also, thought you should know, Jessica's been telling people you were abusive and controlling throughout your relationship. Derek's been backing her up, saying you isolated her from her friends. Of course she has. I'm happy to set the record straight if you need me to. I have screenshots of their texts. Nothing explicitly sexual, but definitely emotional affair territory. I appreciate that, but I'm good. Let them tell whatever story they want. People who matter know the truth. Ashley laughed. You're handling this better than I would. I'm just tired. 4 years of competing with her ex-boyfriend was enough. For what it's worth, you dodged a bullet. Any woman who needs her ex that badly has issues. Update 4. 3 weeks later. Jessica's final attempt at manipulation came through her dad, Robert. Robert and I had always gotten along. We'd watch football together. He'd help me fix my car a couple times. Solid guy. So when he called, I answered. Tom, can we grab a beer? Just want to talk. We met at a sports bar downtown. He looked tired. I'm not here to change your mind, he started. I just want to understand what happened. I told him everything. The ultimatum, Derek as man of honor, the cancellation, the money. He listened, ordered another beer and sighed. She gets this from her mother, he said finally. The ultimatums, the dramatics. Linda pulled the same crap with me for years. Really? Oh yeah. Either we buy the house I want, or I'm moving back to my mother's. Either your brother stops coming to Thanksgiving, or I'm not cooking. Always something. How'd you handle it? Poorly. Gave in every time. Enabled it. And now look, Jessica thinks that's how relationships work. We sat in silence for a moment. The Derek thing, Robert continued. I never liked it. Told both Linda and Jessica it was inappropriate. Got overruled. You knew about him being man of honor? Found out last month. Told Jessica it was a bad idea. She said you were fine with it. She lied. Yeah, I figured that out when you canceled everything. He pulled out his wallet. How much does she owe you? Robert, no. How much? $5,500. He wrote me a check on the spot. That's between you and her, I said. No, it's between me and her now. She can pay me back. Or not. Frankly, I'm tired of cleaning up her messes, but this one's on me for not teaching her better. This feels wrong. Take the money, Tom. Consider it an apology from the family for wasting 4 years of your life. I took the check. For what it's worth, Robert said as we left, I think you would have been good for her. Maybe this'll be the wake-up call she needs. Maybe, but I doubted it. Final update, 6 weeks later. The wedding date came and went. I spent it fishing with my brother. Peaceful day, no drama. Perfect. Jessica tried one last Hail Mary the night before what would have been our wedding. Showed up at my door at 11 p.m., dressed in the little black dress I'd bought her for her birthday. The one she knew I loved. I didn't remove the door chain. Tomorrow was supposed to be our day, she said softly. Yeah, well, I made a mistake. Several, actually. Derek and I aren't even friends anymore. Ashley told him to choose between me and her. He chose her. Good for them. I lost you. I lost my best friend. I lost everything. You didn't lose anything, Jess. You threw it all away. Can't we just... You don't even want to hear me out? There's nothing to hear. You made it crystal clear where your priorities were. Derek meant more to you than our marriage. That's not something you come back from. I was confused. I had feelings I didn't understand. There it was. Finally, the truth. So you did have feelings for him. Her silence said everything. Go home, Jessica. Tom, please, go home. She left. I watched from my window as she sat in her car for 20 minutes before finally driving away. The aftermath. Derek and Ashley apparently worked things out. Good for them, I guess. She's a stronger person than me. Jessica moved back in with her parents temporarily. Robert told me she's in therapy now, working on boundary issues and emotional dependency. Maybe she'll figure it out, maybe not. Not my problem anymore. Linda still thinks I'm the villain. Posted some passive-aggressive thing about men who can't handle strong women on Facebook. I blocked her. My boys threw me an unwedding party on what would have been the reception date. We went paintballing, ate too much barbecue, and nobody mentioned Jessica once. It was perfect. I kept the engagement ring, sold it last week, used the money for a solo trip to Iceland I'd always wanted to take. Posted one photo of the Northern Lights. Jessica viewed my Instagram story within minutes, still checking up on me, I guess. People ask if I regret it. If I should have just let Derek be in the wedding party to keep the peace. Hell no. The second she made that ultimatum, she showed me who she really was. Someone who'd hold our entire relationship hostage to keep her ex in her life. Someone who'd rather lose me than set a simple boundary with Derek. The wedding would have been beautiful. The marriage would have been a disaster. I saved myself years of competing with a ghost, of wondering what was really going on during their friend hangouts, of being the third wheel in my own relationship. The $500? Worth every penny for the lesson learned. When someone shows you their priorities, believe them the first time. And when they make an ultimatum thinking you'll cave, call their bluff and walk away with your dignity intact.